Well, so now on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, there was an explosive story that's came out about Joe Biden and how he has a secret program where he's flying in more than 320,000 migrants. And I'm going to go ahead and get into that. But let me deal with something just real quick. One thing that I do not tolerate, listen, you could say whatever you want to say about me is fine, but just don't lie on me. OK, I'm a firm believer. Don't lie. When you lie on me, I'm going to go ahead and correct that disinformation. Now, disinformation is when somebody knowingly putting out the wrong information. OK, so Boule Martin put out some disinformation, about me. And he said something very, disparaging about Sister Vicky Dillard. And I'm going to address that just for a moment. But let me go ahead and play this just one little small clip real quick so you can hear Boule Martin's disinformation, or AKA straight lying.
I don't even want to name this idiot. I call her Bad Lace Front. She's one of these loud mouths on YouTube. And you know what? Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, you got loud mouths like this dude and Phillip dude, Jason Black, Phillip Scott, Vicky Dillard, all these fools who sit here and go, oh no, y'all talking about voting, telling folks not to vote. These idiots do not understand what these folks plan on doing. They have no idea what Project 2025 is. They have no idea what they're going to unleash on black people.
Now, Boule Martin, let's go ahead on and get you correct right now before I just kind of go a little bit in on you, just for a little bit. I'm not going to take long. You lied to your audience. Let me go ahead on and let your audience know, because I know they come over here and listen to what I say, okay? This has always been my position. I'm going to repeat it because I know, you on that other side over there, y'all don't like to really listen too much. Y'all just like to run off at the mouth. I always told black people you need a few things. You need a driver's license. You need a U.S. passport. You need a voter registration card. I've always said black people, every black person in America should be registered to vote. I've always been the guy who say that. And I've been the guy who say you should always have a way to defend yourself in your home by practicing your Second Amendment rights. I've always said that. I've said that black people shouldn't be Democrats. Black people shouldn't be Republicans. Black people should be politically independent. I've always said that go with whatever politician is going to do something specifically for black Americans or some sort of policy is going to benefit you. OK? I've always said that as well. I also said if the Democrat don't do nothing for black people, if the Republican won't do nothing for black people, then you can also vote for the couch. That's exactly what I said. So right there, you lied. If you're going to talk about me, Boule, at least say what I said. Break down what I say, right? Now, you mentioned Sister Vicky Dillard, right? And I know Vicky can defend herself. She don't need me to defend her at all. But you can disagree with her opinions about politics and have that discussion about politics. But why are you talking about a woman's hair? First of all, Boule Martin, you older than me and Vicky. You should be have a little bit more class about yourself. But you're so sassy. You are a sassy man, right? And it's a shame that you got two black women on that panel with you, watch you berating a black woman, not on political opinion, but you're talking about the hair of a woman. You should be well above that, but you're not. You're very immature. I guess that's what goes on in the Boule circles and all of that. My thing is, Boule, just tell the truth. Now, Boule, I did, because I was sent this, so I made sure to watch it so I know. I saw your interview with the super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the one that's robbing black people blind, got the city in $7 million of debt because she's been just spending the money, locking out the trustees, don't want to let them see the books. She was running a charity with her name, Tiffany Henyard Cares. It's so many different things that this woman has done, and you sit up there and let that woman just lie and held her hand with kids' gloves. Then you try to call yourself trying to investigate all of a sudden after she off your show. Like, that's how sold out you are to the Democrats, that you won't even hold a Democrat accountable who's stealing from black people. So why didn't you go in on Tiffany Henyard? You see, if Tiffany Henyard came on my show, it is on. because she's stealing and constantly stealing millions of dollars from black people. And it does not make sense what this woman is doing. Angela Yee is another one. But, I don't really hold Angela Yee too responsible because Angela Yee is not really in that lane. She's in entertainment, okay? So I'm not going to hold her to that, okay? So maybe if you lean more on truth instead of being sassy and defending the Democrats no matter what they do. You mentioned Project 2025. I've read Project 2025. I have. But let me say something else about that, Boulay Martin. Maybe if the Democrats was doing right by black Americans, this wouldn't even be a conversation about Project 2025, right, Boulay? You see, when you don't do nothing for black people, this is the position that you get in. See, with the Democrats, black people haven't got nothing. That's why the Democrats are in trouble right now, right? So if Project 2025 happens, then the Democrats are to blame because they refuse to do things for black Americans. Right, Boulay? They didn't want to give reparations to black Americans, but you're giving all these set-asides and millions and billions of dollars to the migrants. But then the migrants can't vote for you in the election. You come to black America and do it. But then you want to tell black Americans, how dare you want to choose the couch? You should get out there because of Project 2025. Please. What's a Project 2025 to black America at this point when we're not getting nothing from the doggone Democrats? So we're supposed to go and reward the Democrat Party by going vote for them in November? So we can, this man have led 7 million people that come across the border. 7 million in his time there. So we give him another 4 years, that's gonna be 14 million. But I guess that's cool, right? And resources taken away from black Americans because of Project 2025. We already live in Project 2025, as you want to talk about, in black America. So don't go there, Boulay, because you're not ready for that conversation about how these people don't do nothing for black Americans. Now, let's talk about what Joe Biden has done to the country and also affecting black Americans. So if you look up on the screen, the Biden administration flew hundreds of thousands of migrants into the U.S. using the CBP One app. Now, we're going to get into that. This is what Joe Biden and the Democrats have done that has harmed the country and definitely black Americans. The Biden administration has admitted, this is admission, Boulay Martin, has admitted transporting migrants on secret flights into the United States, and lawyers for its immigration agencies claim revealing the locations could create national security vulnerabilities. But you wouldn't worry about the people you're bringing in? Now, Customs and Border Protection has refused to disclose information about a program last year secretly arranging flights for thousands of undocumented immigrants from foreign airports directly to U.S. cities. Now, the whole time they were saying Greg Abbott is shipping migrants to liberal cities and sanctuary cities, all that Greg Abbott. And the whole time that they blamed everything on Greg Abbott about the buses, Biden then was flying them in constantly and putting them in your cities, your sanctuary cities. It continues to say it means that while record numbers of migrants were flowing over the southern border last year, the Biden White House was also directly transporting them into the country. Use of a cell phone app has allowed for the near undetected arrival by air of 320,000 migrants with no legal rights to enter the United States. It comes after a controversial 2022 transportation program in which the administration used taxpayer money to move migrants throughout the country on overnight flights. Just like, remember in Boston, when we covered that, when the brothers and sisters in Boston noticed them moving things into their community center at night, they put paper up so you couldn't see what they were doing, so they could move beds in and everything, while you got homeless black Americans working full-time jobs and still homeless, but the migrants are coming in. See, this is why they're getting so many resources. I told y'all, all this stuff is coming from the top. It's coming from Biden. This is why Brandon Johnson is fighting like that against y'all. This is why Eric Adams is fighting y'all. Mayor Wu, Mayor Johnston, all these liberal cities. This is why, because it came from the top. This is whole federal agencies moving migrants into the country. So they got to give them resources because they promise they can come over here. But Boulay Martin, we supposed to go and vote again for Biden, right? Let's continue. Let's say a new revelation in a Freedom of Information Act request in the lawsuit against President Biden's immigration agencies reveal they will not disclose information about secret migrant flights from out of the country. It said because they think it's going to harm their abilities to do what they continue to do. It said President Joe Biden expanded the CBP One app to allow aliens, it said, to apply for asylum from their home countries and then secretly fly them to the U.S. airports from foreign ones, included in details of the Freedom of Information Act lawsuit, first reported by Todd Benson. They said the Center for Immigration Studies found Biden's CBP approved the latest secretive flights that transported hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants from foreign countries into at least 43, listen to that, of at least 43 American airports from January through December 2023. The program was part of Biden's expansion of the CBP One app, which kicked off the start of last year. Migrants were able, under Biden's expansion, to apply for asylum under the app from their home countries. It said, but the Center for Immigration Studies notes that the transportation of these migrants directly to the U.S. is one of the lesser known issues of the app. It said aliens who cannot legally enter the U.S. use CBP One to apply for travel authorization and temporary humanitarian release, it said, from those airports. So basically, they're released into the interior of the country. Under the parole release, migrants are able to remain in the United States for 2 years without obtaining legal status, and meanwhile are eligible to work authorization. It said the administration first said it would not reveal, let's say, the airports. It's saying because they fear that citing a law enforcement exception in refusal to hand over information, but the new information, it's a from CIS lawsuit, reveals the locations were not disclosed due to fear of bad actors. It say would inflict harm on public safety, or the information would create law enforcement vulnerabilities. It says CBP lawyers wrote that revealing airports would reveal information about the relative number of individuals arriving, and thus resources expended at particular airports. So they didn't want to tell them where they bringing them, because they would have to say how many people they brought there in total in that year. So when you seen this big influx of migrants, see what these Democrats have done? Oh, it's Greg Abbott. He's the one. Him, the buses. And the whole time they're flying them in. But Boulay Martin, this is who we're supposed to vote for. And I'm sorry, the black Americans that did vote for Biden, they didn't vote for that. They did not vote for that. And I told y'all, the reason why I do give some black people a pass about 2020 is because black people was under the thought process that they would fight about qualified immunity, talking about the Democrats, that they would do a George Floyd bill. Understand? That's one of the main things that people went out and voted for them for. They did not ran on a campaign talking about I'm going to be flying in migrants and driving them off in your city and taking resources away from the black community. But when the black community talk about reparations, you talking about some scammy reparations commission. And we saw what happened in California. It was nothing but a waste of time, and it was a scam because they're not giving no reparations to black people in the form of cash payments. When the commission say, yeah, cash payments should be paid, Gavin Newsom ran on Fox News, Republican Fox News. Democrat Gavin Newsom ran on Fox News and said, hey, no, reparations, it ain't about it. No, it's not about no check now. He was quick to go over there to say that. So it lets you know, and I've told you before, the Democrats and Republicans are the same. I said that. When it comes to holding down black people, as a whole, they both the same. They do not want to see economic prosperity of black people. They don't, because it's going to mess up the status quo. I've said that. They say if more people found out about it, they said it would alter their patterns of conduct, adopting new operation methods, and they would have to take other countermeasures. The program follows controversy, they say, over the last few years, and Biden secretly arranged flights of underage migrants from the U.S.-Mexico border to other U.S. cities. It said they added, it said this could thereby undermine CBP's law enforcement efforts to secure the United States borders. They say Republicans insist the southern border is not secure and are demanding Biden implement more strict protocols between the U.S. and Mexico border. Now, CIS says the secretive flights are legally dubious and claims since CBP will not disclose the locations for fear of grave consequences, he said it is likely not a program that should continue. He said lawyers also did not disclose the location of foreign airport departures, making it unclear where these migrants are coming from. and say, but those eligible for the CBP One applications, and say, are citizens from Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Colombia, and Ecuador. Let me talk about a few of those countries. The only country out of the bunch that really have an asylum claim right now is Haiti. That is the only one. Cuba is not an issue. Venezuela, Nicaragua, El Salvador actually didn't handle their gang problem. They don't have them problems no more in El Salvador. Guatemala, Honduras, all these other places, Colombia. People go to Colombia all the time. Shoot, Kellen went to Ecuador. I mean, Ecuador got some issues now, but that's like a recent issues they're having. But the only people that should be claiming asylum is Haitians. That's it. So this is a game that Biden is playing to put the people here. But according to Boule Martin, I'm wrong for telling y'all this the people you're going to go vote for in November? When you're fighting at City Hall with Brandon Johnson, a lot of black people in Chicago, and when Brandon Johnson is taking them out of shelters and putting them in homes in the South Side and the West Side of Chicago, and no matter how much y'all fight against him, he keep doing it because it's coming from the top. It's coming from the president. It's not even Chicago Democrats or New York Democrats. It's coming from the top. They on marching orders. All these hotels and all these different people that's putting them up, they getting money from the federal government for that. Because it's coming from the top, folks. But yet, we supposed to go out and go vote that in again. Just me personally, and Boule, you can listen to it very well. The only person that I would say trust to actually handle that situation and to end these programs is actually Trump. Now, I trust him to do that. I guarantee you Trump on the first day going to shut all them programs down that you got going on. Trump going to shut all that money off that's going to these cities to be incentivizing. Because do you know on TikTok, they're going on TikTok telling their people to, hey, come on over here. They got free money. And saying, yeah, we deserve to get all their money. We ain't got to work. Come on over here. They are telling their people to come over here because they don't have to work and they get money. And that's all for Biden, but it's a taxpayer's money. It's your money. But yet the IRS is going to put a lot of taxes on you and small businesses and all type. They're going to drain the money out your pocket to give it to them while you paying 21% price increases in the grocery store. But yet they getting free cards. And once again, we can't make it about the migrant. They only getting in where they fit in, right? If you give somebody some free money, they going to take it. This is coming from Biden, but we supposed to go out in November and vote for Biden. We supposed to go out in November and vote for the Democrat Party. I saw a comment that said, boy, Phil, you hate the Democrats. I don't like what they do my people. I am not wrong for calling them out for what they're not doing for black people. So I'm supposed to be quiet, not say anything about what this party has done to my people, about the suffering of black people. We're saying, hey, we need reparations in the form of cash payments. And these people are literally giving all the reparations money that could be going to black Americans to migrants. If black Americans got reparations, that would stimulate the economy. Black people shop all over the place. Not like all the black people is going to leave once they get the money. It's just not going to happen. Maybe some will do it, but the majority is not going to leave. So they're going to spend the money in the American economy. They'll be buying homes. They'll be investing in their businesses. They'll just do regular shopping, vacations, whatever they'll do, but it'll be their money to do it. But we've had billions of dollars go out to migrants, but yet black Americans are supposed to not say anything about it. I don't supposed to say anything about it. You're right. I don't like what the Democrat Party has done to my community. I don't like it. Any other group who takes issue with the Democrats, they speak immediately. Look at the Muslims up in Michigan. They don't like what Biden and the Democrats have pushed on their people. And they told them, we're not voting for you. It's just that simple. Well, you're afraid Trump gonna get in there and say, we don't care about Trump. We're not voting for him. See, and I respect the Muslim community for talking like that. You can't scare them like that. They're not worried about it. Just like you can't scare me about no Trump. You can't scare me about no Project 2025. Black people been living Project 2025 forever. Ever since we've been here, we've been living that. We've been living under a white supremacist regime and oppression our whole time being here. What's a Project 2025? See, you don't scare other groups with that. Well, Donald Trump go get in there, so you better. No. You can't scare me with him. Only way I'll vote for you unless you do something for me. And look, because the Muslims say they didn't want to vote for him, all of a sudden he talking about trying to do ceasefire. All of a sudden he dropping humanitarian aid all of a sudden in Gaza. Have you noticed that? Why? Because them people showed him we not playing with you. But black folks, Trump, oh, he gonna get you. The Republicans gonna get you. We've been getting got from the Democrats the whole time. What Trump gonna do that haven't been done to us already? If you listen to me talking to you right now, guess what? You went through the Trump administration. Aren't you all right? Aren't you fine? Aren't you working? Aren't you doing what you got to do for your family? In spite of all the suffering that Black America has endured underneath this administration because of their horrible policies, you still kicking, right? Let's call it what it is. What do we got to lose even if we choose to vote for Trump? What do we got to lose at this point? If we voted for the couch or voted for Trump, we ain't got nothing to lose. We're not getting anything. Well, the Republicans not gonna give y'all nothing. Okay, well then they don't give nobody nothing. I'm cool with that. Listen, if you say the Republicans not gonna give me nothing, well at least I know he's not giving them nothing. So I'm good. We all can be not getting nothing. I'm good with that. I'm good with it. But with the Democrats, we get nothing and everybody else gets something. While we sitting down like, man, really? Black people need to get out and vote for the Democrats. Black people, black men, you need to get out of there. And like, okay, what are the Democrats doing for black men in the area of paper? Because that's what black men want to hear. Because we don't get social programs. What have you done to end mass incarceration for black men? Because that still happens. What have you done to rein in the race soldiers? What have you done? Nothing. What have you done about qualified immunity? Nothing. What are you doing about supporting black male-owned businesses in our community so we can grow and help our communities? You've done nothing. What have you done for black men to help them get homes for their families, for their wives, for their children? Nothing. You've done nothing. So why should we come out and vote for you? But see, when you have that question asked to people like Boulay here, he can't answer that. He can't. Because social programs don't pay the bills. Like I say, little side quest projects they do don't pay the bills. It don't. So I want y'all to think about that. You give this man another 4 years. He did 320,000 in 1 year. Just one. Okay? Just one. That was found out. We don't know if he was flying them in from the beginning. We don't know. But we do know he got a program where they can do it. You give him another. How many have he flown in 2024 so far? How many? Give him another 4 years. You will see. You will see. See, Boulay Martin don't care. And people like him, the Democrat shields, they don't care what happens to you in your city because they're getting their checks from the Democrat Party. They're good. They don't have to deal with the migrants. They don't have to worry about certain resources because they're getting papered up. You understand? I told you there's a big economy in delivering black America to the Democrats. A big economy for that. And the people that do that deliver you up to the Democrats, notice all those people are papered up, all of them, in the millions. And then after they deliver you up, then people are gone. You don't even hear from them too much. They disappear. And then they show right back up again 2 years later, midterms. They don't care about us as a community. Yes, us. They don't care about us as a community. They'll lie, because they're not used to somebody advocating for black Americans. They're not used to that. So, of course, it has to be who's paying you, X, Y, Z. I said, you don't talk about who's paying them other ones. You ain't pocket watching them. Why you pocket watching over here? I don't make a dime off of anything. I don't make a dime from the Republican. I don't make a dime from the couch. I don't make a dime from nobody when telling you about anything. But at the end of the day, I want you registered to vote. I want all of you registered to vote. all of you. Even if you choose the couch, I still want you to get registered to vote so it can be, so the numbers can be counted about, okay, we had this many registered voters and this many voted this way, this many voted that way, this many chose the couch. We want those numbers quantified because I'm a firm believer of this. You can't really say much if you don't even have the ability to participate in your national elections, your local elections, your state elections. You want the ability to participate in it. Because let's say something nationally, maybe nationally, the couch, but maybe locally, it's something you need to get involved with, like your district attorney, your sheriff, your mayors, your governor, your state senators, state reps, your judges, your city council members, all the different people like that, school board, your local elections, right? Some people you may even know personally, well, you want to at least say, hey, I know them, I know they're good people, I want to come out and vote for them. And you can. That's why we want everybody that listen to us to be registered to vote so they can exercise that or not exercise it. It's their choice. You have to understand, voting is a choice. We're not forced to by law to vote for anybody. It's not a law in the United States. Right? So I definitely would like for a lot of you, just explain to me in the comments section, just explain if Biden is flying in 320,000 people who can just make a bogus asylum claim, who none of their countries are going through a war. Remember, they said Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Colombia, Ecuador, and all the people's countries in chaos is actually Haiti, not the rest of them. And the reason why Haiti's in chaos because of the Western world paying those guys to go in there and assassinate the president. Come on, we know about that, and we know why it happened, right? Haitians the only one that should be using that CBP One app. They the only one, but we know good and well they aren't the majority that's coming over here. We all know this, but it's your choice. You want more of that in your cities? Vote for Biden in November. But the only thing I'm gonna say is you vote for him in November and get more of that. You know me, I told y'all, I'm gonna be riding down on y'all for the next 4 years about that because I wouldn't want to hear no crying at that point because you're having the information given to you about what's really happening, with the Biden-Harris administration. They're not offering anything to Black America at all. They're not. So what is the point of us going vote for them again?